Euphoric evolution is a lifetime journey. It's a lifetime unfolding and a new paradigm. It's a new way of being and experiencing reality. The other piece of it as well is that you are not meant to figure out your calling. You can't. It's not possible. You know why it's not possible for you to figure it out? Because your mind can only imagine and come up with something it's seen before, but who you're here to be has never been before. I could not have fathomed that I would be a spiritual teacher. I couldn't imagine that part of my flavor would be using weird sexual references to teach spiritual concepts, or leather harnesses and cutouts while teaching spirituality. That wasn't something I had seen before, so I didn't imagine that that was possible. That's why it's hard for you to figure out your calling. You're not meant to figure out your calling. It's meant to be revealed to you. I want to do my best to make sure that it is as concrete as possible for you to make sense of what's happening in your life, what's happening in your business, what's happening in your career, what's happening in your relationship, because this is not just in one area. It's going to show up in lots of different ways. Euphoric evolution is a cumulative process, meaning that it snowballs. Business is also similar. We gain pieces here, we gain this, and it starts snowballing, and then we get momentum from it. My question is, when you feel a lot of different kinds of callings and a lot of different kinds of resistances, how do you navigate that? You navigate the resistances as they come up. We sometimes think, oh, I need to heal everything before I can experience abundance or move forward. No, you don't. Absolutely not. Whoever's telling that needs to stop. You don't need to heal. You can never completely heal. And you also can never overcome all your resistances. So what you do is you deal with each of those resistances as they come up. The other piece as well is if you feel you have different kinds of callings, that's because it's not about the what, but about the who. And you can bring different aspects of you in to anything. So what I mean by that is your calling is not just singular. It requires that you bring, or that you are, and that you express a variety of traits that when brought together in certain combination that is you, that's the calling. For example, I could say I'm called to be a spiritual teacher, but that's not the whole of it. What it is, I'm called to be a spiritual teacher that brings a lot of these other characteristics that brings them all into the same place. So that could be my sensuality. I don't know if you all notice I'm quite sensual. So if I go and I try, if I'm like, oh, my calling's to be a spiritual teacher, but I shut down my sensuality because I think that's what I need to be a spiritual teacher, guess what? I'm not answering my calling. You all get what I'm saying here now. I see little, I get it now. Oh, so I'm supposed to bring all of me into my life. Yes. Yes, you are. You're supposed to bring all of you, all of your individuality, all of what makes you, even the stuff that you think is shitty, like my short temper. I got a short temper. It is something I'm not going to fix, but I do navigate. I'm supposed to bring that too. Because guess what? When I got a short temper, it starts communicating certain things to me. Girl, you are frustrated right now. This probably is not in alignment. Oh, okay. It's actually useful. The other piece of it as well is I'm a leader and I have a leadership style that's quite relaxed. I'm a very relaxed leader and I don't micromanage people. I don't stay on top of them. It also means I'm not the best at making sure that shit gets done on time. You all see that. That is not time management, not my gift, clearly, obviously, right? However, having a short temper when you are a relaxed leader actually works because then people start feeling the energy of, oh shit, Makosi's feeling anger? Okay, what's wrong? We should probably get it in line, right? So your calling is not just about what you do or the title. It's about how you do it. That is uniquely you. And the beauty is that you actually can bring how you do things into a variety of roles, and it's still okay. It's still going to work out fine. The only problem is when you're in a role that actually conflicts with, like when it is a box and who you're here to be doesn't fit in that box. There are a lot of different ways that you can express these characteristics that are individually you that might not be just one job or one type of business or one title. You will find that sometimes your personality, like the personality that you've created, sometimes becomes a barrier to who you're actually here to be. So for example, in my childhood, I grew up in pretty racist Southern West Virginia and had lots of experiences where I did not feel safe. And in order to stay safe and connected in that environment, I tried to make myself as non-threatening as possible. And so I would do things like I would dumb myself down. I would be ridiculously nice to people that didn't deserve it. I would be non-confrontational when really I should stand up for myself because I was afraid. Now I'm in a role where some of that is actually limiting to me. Being non-confrontational when you run a team is not always the best because sometimes you do need to bring stuff up that is not okay. That's the purpose of euphoric evolution. That's why it's showing you, hey, we need to be this person in reality based off of this time, this space, this environment. This is who we need to be and who you have been up until this point. Although we love her and she was great and she kept you safe and connected for a while, here, that doesn't work. It's in conflict with who we're trying to be. And that is ever evolving. So this is why we have to be careful not to make certain aspects of ourselves wrong or judge certain aspects as better than or worse than, because sometimes those aspects have a place. They have a time. They have a usefulness. There are things that we can learn from people who we perceive as aggressive. I hope that this was incredibly valuable for you. What did you learn from this? What was that one thing that you can take and then actually create transformation in your life with because you decide? Because you get to decide, and it can be that easy.